What's good? What's good? Say something in the chat when you come in. Like, comment, share. Salute to everybody that's here. We'll get started in a minute. What up? What up? Get started about 3-4 minutes. Shout out where y'all from when you come in. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. About to go live in we already live. About to start in just a second. Set some things up over here. Appreciate y'all for coming in early before we get started. Shout out where y'all from. Make sure y'all get some engagement. Go ahead and share the video. Like it. Comment. Subscribe. Internet searching for tight beat. All right. Well, we about to start. I want to touch on this topic a long time ago about, validation and attention. Does it actually control the world? A lot of times we just what's in the new social media age don't realize how much validation has a hold on who we are as people and how much attention that we feel like we deserve or what we really want to get in life, period, that actually can help us and hurt us. Because let's just face it, in the world we live in today, attention is a good thing, but it could be also a bad thing. It could be something that help us grow or destroy us at the same time. And a lot of times, I don't think we think about how much attention can destroy us as a people or just individuals in validation. Like I always tell you guys to be the best version of yourself, plan, purpose, program, stack attack your life, stack up your life. The only validation you need for yourself is yourself. You know your lane, work your lane to the best of your ability. So I got like 5 different, I put up 6 videos we're going to go over about validation, about validation and attention to help you become aware of you got control of your own life. A lot of times people don't realize that they got control of their own value. You can't worry about being on somebody else's level until you be on your own level. And when you be the best version of who you are, you recognize who rocks with you. Now, anybody wants to call in, y'all want to welcome like every Saturday to join me on calling in. And if you coming in from the other stream, we on Stack 44 on YouTube. If If you want to call in, you'll find a number. You'll find a number in the chat or in the title actually, and I'll put it in the chat during this live stream. But the first thing I want to talk about, I just did a video on fake maintenance, and a lot of times people feel like if they cut corners and do the fake hair, fake lashes, fake nails, fake this, fake that, it's going to make them more appealing to the opposite sex. When we know that there's nothing wrong with a woman adding a few enhancements, getting her nails done, doing something to the eyebrows, adding hair here and there. But we know eventually, if she's all the way fake on the outside, what she look like on the inside, or can she even take that stuff off and step into the true her? Because I always tell you guys, you versus you. Look in the mirror and face who you are as a person. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about, like I said, a fake maintenance thing. Let's go down that list. The first thing that hurts a woman with the fake maintenance is the fitness. The fitness is something you want to validate yourself for your own health, but you don't want to sit there and go get your body done, get these injections, and you don't know what type of health risk you're going to have down the line. I'm hearing stories about people going to the Dominican Republic and they're getting their bodies done. Well, ladies getting their bodies done in the Dominican Republic. And I'm not sitting here and saying it's something completely wrong with it, but at the end of the day, what's wrong with the good old-fashioned hard work of put your mind first and then your body will follow? Because that's what happens. When you work out, you got to put that mindset. You want something instant gratification. You want to pay $15,000 to go get your body done. You don't want to, do the work, because what's going to happen if you're still eating wrong and you have to keep getting your body done every 3-4 years? It's really not worth it, because you're still going to be paying a bill on top of a bill. If you go there in 3 years, get your body done, 3-4 years, you continue to eat bad, not take care of your diet, then you're still paying on that $15,000 bill. Hopefully you paid it off, but you might be paying on it talking about, I need to go back and get fixed again. So it's not really worth it. The second thing I'll talk about is it mess up your finances. You got Mike coming in. What's up, Mike?
Hey, what's going on, Stacks, man? What's the topic for the day, bro?
Is validation and attention controlling the world?
Oh shit, that shit sound heavy.
It said sound heavy. Yeah. So first thing I'm going over like 6 videos like I always do, but the first thing I was talking about is fake maintenance kind of hurt women in the long run. A lot of times when people have fake maintenance, they don't worry about, women have fake maintenance, they don't worry about their fitness. You want to touch on that?
Man, that shit is serious right there, because, what we have to really watch out for, especially in today's world, as far as everything that's going on, we have to be very, very, very cautious about our health.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not exercising and eating properly, but you're worrying about waistbands to tighten up that stomach, you could have easily did 30 sit-ups on a rollerball. Now, a rollerball doesn't cost that much. It doesn't even cost as much as weave or eyeliner or lipstick or the fake eyelashes or the fake nails. I'm not trying to play nobody, but I'm just telling it like it is. For a $30 membership at the gym a month, you can stay healthy and fit. And I think that definitely equates to more than just all of that materialistic shit, because at the end of the day, when you still take all of that shit off, you're still going to be the same old you. But if you go ahead and you work on yourself down to the core, you can break away all of those imperfections with a simple sit-up, a nice jog on the treadmill, and, eating right by home-cooked meals that are healthy, that'll keep you living longer in the long run. That's all I'm going to say about that.
My boy Goldchild in the building, man. What's going on, man? I see you sharing the Cash App and stuff like that, man. I appreciate you, bro. He said salute to Mike.
So, big salute.
But yeah, that right there, the fake, you know what I'm saying, the fake hair and destroying your fitness by just being fake goes a long way. You know, a lot of times I don't think women understand that they're selling their soul for validation and attention. And validation and attention don't even count unless you know who you are. That's the gist of the whole video. You got if you want validation from people that don't even support you or really care about you, what's the point? Period. Who wants the validation from a bunch of strangers? You know what I mean? Like,
That's
period.
true.
A lot of times people don't think about that. So the validation and attention will like make a person lose their soul because you're being very worldly. So number two is I talked about women going over to the Dominican Republic and they sitting there, you know, destroying their bodies. They cutting their bodies up to, that you go to the Dominican Republic. Well, from what I heard, you can get a job, a stomach job, and all the extra for like 15 racks. But at the end of the day, if you're eating unhealthy, like you said, what's going to happen in 3 years when you not eating right, and then that body start to get back like it was before? And then say if you didn't even you finances that money, say you still got to pay that money back while you still getting back fat. What's up, Michael Brown? Naptown, I see you. I see you. How you feel about that? That it destroys a woman's finances because women are the biggest consumers. And now, if you're a woman in here, we're gonna talk about the man too. You know, we'll talk about man validation as well. What men sell out to for. This is not all on women. It's gonna be on both sides today. How you feel about that, Mike? About they selling out and collecting all that debt just to look good.
I mean, that definitely ruins them in the long run because if you figure in, okay, they're swimming in a pool of debt, it's only a matter of time to where they try to look for a come up, to look for a dude to get on his finances and everything like that to make him start paying just for her looks, and then it's like a whirlwind of trouble. Once they're swimming in that debt and they have no hold on their finances because they want to look good by buying stuff that's overly priced rather than just making something on their own or trying to design something on their own, they're paying for the times. And you got to keep up with those times. If you're not too savvy, it's always better to look around that to see what works for you, because whatever it is that you're buying, it's not going to show good spending habits.
Yeah.
So if you got bad habits, it's eventually going to catch up with you.
Yeah, because if you trying to validate yourself for everybody else, it's no means to an end to it. Your validation must come in you must have a cap on the validation of the things you need for yourself to complete yourself and master your own lane in your life. A lot of times people feel like more is good. Sometimes more is not good because then you got to keep going and going and going and keeping up with the Joneses. At some point, we all have to accept the lane that we live in, accept the lane that we are, presented to, period. We can't sit here and try to live another person's life. We can't, it's people right now, you give me $10,000, I can look like $100,000 dude a year type dude, but, I can go out and buy a bunch of bullshit to make myself appearance look good. But it's a lot of people right now swimming in debts of over $20,000, $30,000 to try to pretend like there's something they're not. And then they get one emergency in their life, and then you wonder why they lost everything. That's men and women. So moving on, the third thing, it takes away self-love, because at the end of the day, people will start selling out for the validation and selling out for the image. A lot of times when you see people posting stuff on Instagram or the book, people are posting for a bunch of strangers' attention and validation. And that's really like selling out and selling your soul at the same time by posting stuff and hoping you get validation for a bunch of strangers. Like that, to me, that's like, I don't know, maybe I was different because when I grew up or when I was in high school, I was a football star. So status and validation came because of my hard work of hitting, hitting the gym and running the football, running down the field with the football and being in the paper every week. So validation for me, I was used to that already as a teenager. But some people sell themselves short because they like, I got to deal with a dude that's going to get my hair, get my nails done, or deal with a woman that's going to pay my car note. A lot of times, the dark side of validation is a lot of times people have to sell their soul for that shit. How you feel about that, Mike?
Man, I feel like that's fucked up because there's no profit or benefit for a person, man or woman, to gain the whole world or lose their own soul. Because if you go in the head and you get trapped up in that shit, there's no means to an end. You're going to eventually lose yourself trying to gain the validation from everybody like a clown in a circus. You know what I'm saying? If you're yourself and you allow what's owed to you to gravitate to you by just being yourself, that's more of a benefit because you remain yourself. You didn't have to change for anyone at will.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'm not like if a person likes nice things, they need to have a cap on it. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Like you can't go conquer the world. You go conquer the world, you're gonna die trying. And then you're gonna lose who you are as a person. How you gonna leave? Is it more to leave a bunch of materialistic shit behind, or is it more important to leave a legacy behind? That's one thing a lot of people don't think about. Are you trying to leave bullshit behind because you can't take it to the cemetery? But when you do go to the cemetery and that name means something, you can leave that name to pass down to your kids and your grandkids and everybody else. Legacy is a mug. We all here because our ancestors did something for us. You know what I mean? So, that's why I feel about this takes away self-love, because when you were on that fake maintenance trip, a lot of women will sell out to keep up their appearance. Next thing it does, it takes away responsibility. A lot of times when women get their child support checks, they don't use it all on the kid. They use it on their fucking nails, their hair, their fucking car note. A lot of men understand this too. I wish child support would come down to a point when they only use the car for food and clothes and they keep up with the expenses. But it is what it is. But I wish it was like that. But unfortunately, it takes away a person's responsibility. Like I said, people be swimming in debt, taking their finances and using them for the wrong thing. How you feel about the responsibility that it takes away from the spending habits for a person, especially the females? Mike, you heard me?
Yeah, I heard you, bro. Repeat that.
I said, how you feel about the responsibility of fake maintenance when a woman trying to keep up with the Joneses and she taking her child support check and spending it on fake nails, paying a car note, shit like that.
I've seen that happen, bro. I've seen that happen with a lot of women nowadays that want to just go left and whatnot. When they do that and they start taking all of those resources, that shows that they're financially irresponsible more than just financially. You start to see them affect other people, like their kids. Now, their kids are like, "Mommy, I'm starving." I'm sure you've probably seen this in the mall, and I want you to give me a 1 if you've actually seen this anywhere you go, or a 2 if you haven't seen this. This is for the people that's in the back, that's in the chat. Give me a 1 if you've seen women that look all glamorous and their children come through looking like shit.
Facts.
As far as that, let me get a number 2 if you haven't seen a woman coming through, you've seen her kids looking better than her where she goes. For the ones that typed in 1 that have seen the girls coming through with their kids and their children looking like shit, those are the ones that are so selfish that they rather use that support money or whatever income that they're getting and not taking care of the kids. Now, what do you think is going to happen when those kids grow up? They're going to start thinking more like her and not trying to handle up to their responsibilities. That's an irresponsible individual, and it's best not to deal with them at all.
Facts. All right, number 5, we'll talk about after that responsibility breakdown, the energy. The energy is like a puppet master energy. I feel like a lot of times when people put these things on a pedestal, it's like a monkey see, monkey do. I watch Real Housewives of Atlanta or Real Love and Hip Hop. I'm about to mimic trying to be somebody that's in the limelight, and I don't even know my own life. It happens a lot when people take their energy of watching something they see on reality TV and they try to mimic it and become something they see. Then they, like I said, they'll lose their own self and their energy be up and down. And then on top of their energy being up and down, it's just like if you was to sleep with a woman with all this fake shit on, what's she gonna look like in the morning when some of that shit wipes off?
Oh, hell no.
So how you feel about the energy part?
Man, that energy part, I definitely know is going to be on a negative sense to that point, because it's like the energy that they put out is not real to who they are. It's fake and it's fucked up. Negative energy, a lot of it. What's going on with that?
That's facts all day. I'm about to move on to the next thing. So that was the fake maintenance. You know, makes it hurts women in the end. To go over it one more time, I'm just gonna say what it was. Number one, we was talking about hurts the fitness, then it hurts the money dynamic, then it hurts the self-love, then it hurts the pretty much your responsibility, and then last but not least, it hurts your energy. So, you know, like I don't begrudge a woman for adding enhancements to her look, but to the point that it's stopping you from your health, your money, your connection with your child, your energy for every day. Because a lot of times people energy, when they putting all this fake shit on them, they're worried about more validation than for what other people give them than what their real life thing, you know, what real world problems are in the world. So that's my thing. You got anything you want to add on it before we move on to the next topic of this validation and attention thing?
Nah, man, that shit, what you talking about, man, that shit is real deep. And you got to remember, too, people will be so sick in their head to the point to where they'll start to risk their health rather than trying to use common sense and logic to what it is that they're really supposed to be doing in their life and implementing that. Because if you haven't noticed, I've seen a chick go blind in one eye, fucking with the fake contacts.
Damn.
In her eyes, I say, hey, look, man, I'm going to keep putting that foreign shit in your eye. I mean, you don't know who made that, and you're putting all these chemicals in there. She kept on putting it in there, and she said, yo, I can't see in one eye. I said, what? She said, yeah, I can't see in one eye. And then you'll see other chicks, too. They'll put the hair shit in their hair. You don't know whose hair it was on. This person could have had lice in their hair. Or you're blocking up your hair, you're throwing a whole bunch of chemicals on it, and then you're wondering why you got cancer. Or spraying that olive, what they call that, olive sauce, or olive wax all on your legs and shit. You inducing more chemicals that have been produced in a lab, and you're spraying them on your leg because you refuse to use natural ingredients to help you, you know, get the ashiness off or to moisturize your skin.
Facts.
It's crazy.
Facts. The next thing I want to talk about is the 5 lame ways men sell out to get validation, to get sex from a woman. So now we talked about the women with the fake maintenance, but we're going to talk about how men sell out for sex and, you know, and be simping for it, you know, because at the end of the day, we got to have this awareness. I don't care how many red pill people come over here for the channel and support the channel, but we got to look at the realness of what, you know, we all done did some blue pill shit before. So we gotta, you know, if you coming out of the blue pill and you come into the red pill, like my boy GMB told me, what I said earlier on his live, there's only 3 ways you're gonna get about it. You're gonna get, you know, you're gonna get the awareness, get it, or you're gonna overdose on this shit. And then you're gonna either take it, you can take it only 3 ways. I forgot the other way he said it, but you know, sometimes it's good to take a break from the red pill and understanding the nature of shit. But at the same time, don't overdose on it. But the first thing a man would do with simping is, I put on my list, is he'll pay for it. You know what I mean? And that to me, you know, at some point we do have to pay for things in life, period. But when you just flat out just leave with your wallet, you're setting yourself up for disaster. You know, and that's good to to show a woman a good time, this and that. But if you just sit down and say, look, I got you, I don't pay your bills this month if you give me some of that ass. How you feel about dudes that leave with their wallet, Mike?
Man, I think the dudes that leave with their wallet, they automatically set themselves up for failure, because now you're just revealing to a woman who you really are, and that's basically a soft financial pushover. If she wants some money, she's gonna only come to you for that. When you want some sex, she might give it to you. That's depending on if Dirty Dick Rodney hasn't showed up on time, or he has some other bitch to go ahead and fuck around with. I'm gonna let you know that for real. But as far as a dude leading with his wallet, don't play that game, fellas. Save your bread, work on yourself, use those finances to make yourself better. Use those finances to make your name into a trademark or a business. Invest in yourself, not another person that's not even investing into you.
Yeah, because the more you leave with your wallet, the more you pushing your self-improvement journey back farther and farther. And what I mean by that is you don't have no confidence in self for somebody to look like you for who you are. So when you do that, you push your self-improvement journey back, and you feel like your money is more important than who you are. Money is not more important than who you are as a man. So you got to get that straight. You got to understand that shit for real, period. The next thing to talk about is sometimes guys sell out to get in a relationship for sex, knowing that they don't really, really want to be in a relationship, but they know that they don't want to go on a drought. So they end up getting with a woman for all the wrong reasons, because they want consistent sex. How you feel about that, bro?
I mean, when they start doing that shit, explain the situation to me again, man.
All right, so basically, a guy would get with a woman, and he's not all the way into her, but he know that if I get with her and play the boyfriend role, I'm gonna get consistent sex. I'm not gonna go on a drought by trying to be a bachelor. Because let's face it, when you're a bachelor, you go hot and cold. Every real player know it. 1 minute you might have 5, 6 on your arm, and the next thing you might have barely 1 on your arm, because eventually you can only tell a woman you taking your time for so long, or she might not even be with your program. She might find another guy that give a better deal. So sometimes when you dealing with multiple women, and some guys will sell out and go get the for sure booty thing, but knowing he's not completely happy, but at the same time he's selling out because he don't want to go on a drought. Am I right?
Oh yeah, that definitely shows a form of weakness. And as a man, you should always be sure of yourself. If you're gonna play that role, you're gonna play that game, let that chick know what it is from the jump. That way you don't end up fucking her over, and if she moves to accept that, then that's her decision, not yours. Because if you go ahead and you play those kind of games with chicks, and you letting them know, you don't let them know what you're really trying to accomplish or what you really want out of that, that union that you and her have, then you're going to end up messing it up for the next guy, because maybe she might be serious about being in a relationship and you're not. So now you just fucked that girl over, and now she's not going to be so easily to trust dudes. She might even try to, go sideways off the mark and might become a lesbian and shit. But when you don't do that, when you don't be sure of yourself, and you constantly keeping her guessing in that form of fashion by being dishonest and shit, then you're going to fuck the whole game up. And then she's not going to really want to be dealing with dudes anymore at that point. So just be real. Just let them know what it is up front. And it'll be up to them to decide that decision if they want to go with it or not. Because doing that shit right there only shows weakness, not strength.
Because at the end of the day, it's a scarcely mindset for a man to think like that, to even... you got to have an abundance mindset that I'm not about to sell out just to sell a person a dream. And it goes around. A lot of times dudes do this shit on purpose because they know if I feed her scraps, I can get her to come along in my process. So at the end of the day, like feeding a woman scraps or stringing her along, it's gonna come back and hunt you later down the line. A lot of dudes don't understand. You do a person like that, what goes around comes around. The energy will come back to you. So, as a man, you gotta be straight up about what you want with a woman, and you'd be surprised if you be straight up and she likes your energy. She will roll with your program. I ain't gonna say it's gonna last forever, but it can at least last for the time when she might not be trying to look for something serious. She might need somebody to just keep it 100 with her, keep it funky with her, and you still can get the companionship and get the draws. But a lot of guys are fucking scared to take a loss. But yeah, so the third thing on the list of what man to do, how man to sell out for sex, is they will go get a low value woman like a BBW. And I ain't saying nothing wrong with the BBWs, but they'll go get something that they know they shouldn't even bring home, something they'll sneak in the back door at 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock at night, and smash that just because they ain't got nothing else to smash. A lot of times back in the day, guys used to call these chicks practice. How you feel about that, bro?
And I feel like, if a dude is that willing to go with a low grade female just to get what he wants, that only shows that that individual didn't have any kind of high value about themselves to say, that chick is nice, but she's not for me. You know what I'm saying? You just leave it alone. As far as her being BBW, I ain't got nothing against BBWs. No more women shape society. But what I'm not going to do is fuck with a woman. This is what I learned over the years. What I'm not going to do is fuck with a woman that's not as equally as yoked as me. Because at the end of the day, I'm still not going to be happy because she has to have the ability to offer just as much as I have the ability to offer her. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But for a dude to do that and not think highly of himself, like, yo, this is not the chick for me, so I'm not even going to get into that realm, it shows that he's desperate and weak.
What's up? That Mo in the chat, she said she in Chicago right now. And Chinatown, Chi-Town in the building. I see you. About to say Chinatown, but no, I say Chi-Town. Call in, Mo. Call in. We want you get your expertise on these topics. All right.
I wonder what she got to say about that.
Yeah, I like to see what she had to say about men selling out for sex. A lot of times guys sell out for sex. Here she go right here. Let's see. What's up? What's going on?
I came by to show some love. How's everybody? Hi, Mike.
Mike, what's up?
What up?
So you
back.
What's going on? You hear what we talking about tonight?
Let's see. It says, is validation and attention controlling the world?
Yep. Is it controlling the world? Is it controlling your world? You gotta have control of that, or it'll bite the fuck out of you. A lot of times people don't understand that. So,
I would say, well, I'm not okay. So, especially with social media and everything, I do not need attention from social media and validation. I have an example for y'all today. It was a girl I used to work with, and she had us all on her Facebook, and she said, if you don't like my post, and if you don't comment on my post, I'm going to unfriend you. So she needed validation. But somebody like me, I don't need that validation. I get validation from just myself, my meditation, my motives, not motives, but motivation. Just my goals in life,
Yeah, your motivation, your goals. Really, yes. Your validation is mastering who you are. If you can validate yourself, you don't need nobody else's validation.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. With for me, my goals, my self period. That's what validates me. Because then, I had another coworker too that did that. She didn't want to speak or be happy with the day until people told her she looked cute that day. I'm like, listen, you're putting too much weight on other people's opinions and showing you love and everything. I mean, if they do, great. But if they don't, you guys still know you're valid. You're still important. You still love yourself.
Facts. I mean, you gotta live like that. You gotta live like you the best person, because it's you before anybody else. Like I said before with the analogy of you was on an airplane and they said the oxygen masks come on down it's a mercy. You got to put yours on before you assist anybody else. So you got to worry about yourself before you can even deal with anybody else. So that's facts all day. All right. So, well, we was going down a list of 5 lane ways men do what 5 lane ways men do to get sex. The first thing we was talking about, men pay for it. Second thing, they will sell out just to be in a relationship by dealing. You know, sometimes guys get in a relationship because they know they don't want to go on a drought, and then sometimes before you came in, we was talking about low value women. They'll get a BBW or something that their sexual market value is way different than the person they dealing with, just to get guaranteed sex. Have you seen guys do that before in your area? Just sell out dealing with low value women just to get sex?
Yes, that's what I was referring to the other, I think it was last week when I was telling you that they would get with a 600-pound woman because they feel like, well, who else want a 600-pound woman?
God damn, 600 pounds though?
I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
600? Mike, you heard that? 600 pounds?
That's crazy.
That's extreme, but I'm just saying, yeah, they a lot of times, and it don't even have to be about the weight, really. They go after, I've seen men go after certain women that they feel like, well, you know, you don't even feel good about yourself, so I'm going to get with you. I know that you want me. You know, especially if she's feeling like she's showing that she wants him so bad, when they take advantage of that sometimes.
Yeah. What's up, Teddy Matrix?
Wow.
Yeah, man, that is true. Sometimes you can get some situations. I don't know about 6, maybe 3, but 300 pounds. I don't know, 6 is like some shit like that damn show on TLC, My 600-Pound Life. Now,
right? That's what I'm talking about.
It ain't that damn deep. Yeah, I hope it ain't that damn deep for a man, but you know that's my number 3 on the list. Number 4 is blackmailing a woman for sex. Like basically, you basically sit here and say, it's close to number 1 when you supposed to be, you know, getting money, but sometimes a guy will literally go co-sign on a woman or co-sign on a woman's car or something like that, or pay a bill and say, well, now you owe me this. Something like how it was on Set It Off, when the dude was like, you want me to pay that advance? You know, Sonny, you got to do something for me. You pay that advance. I don't know if y'all remember that when Jada Pinkett, the dude paid the little part.
Shit out, man.
But the dude paid that advance. You know, she wanted that advance, so he paid it. But he said, before I paid it, I'm not getting nothing until I'm done. So he's like, look, I'm trying to fuck. What you trying to do? So, you know what I mean? So sometimes that advance is you know, advance costs. And a lot of times women make it seem like when they have an advance, it don't cost. But a lot of times guys blackmail women to get sexual pleasure. You know what I'm saying? How you feel about that, Mike?
Man, that shit is fucking sick. Like, if you go ahead and you blackmailing a chick, you know, it always comes back to you. That's that thing called karmic debt. And she's over here, if you over here doing some shit like that to a chick and you trying to say, hey, look, you want that iPhone 10, don't you? You want that PS5? You got to put in this work. Bro, what the fuck? What you talking about? But if you go ahead and you do that to a woman and you get caught up with the wrong woman, guess what? She gonna turn around and blackmail your ass right back. She gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I didn't forget about that shit you did last time. Hey, I'm gonna need about 10 of them big ones. And yeah, you need to hurry up. I'm gonna need it done. I'm gonna need that by this date. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be real careful who you fucking with. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Facts. Go ahead, man.
But you are familiar with that movie? It was a Netflix movie, a Tyler Perry movie, and it was A Fall from Grace. The lady was falling in love with this younger man, and, you know, he swept her off her feet. She was kind of well off and everything. And then he just took advantage. He's like, well, I don't have rights to that money, you know, so. Have you seen the movie?
No, I ain't seen that one. I haven't seen that one. So,
yeah, I haven't seen that.
We got.
It's kind of like this comment here that's talking about SSI because him and his mother were taking advantage of older women just to come in and clean out her bank account. I think that's what he ended up doing. He cleaned out her bank account and everything. He's like, well, you want this husband, you want this good young man on your arm, nobody else is checking for you. It was really messed up.
So, yeah, you see the question in the chat? You want to answer that one? He said, what if what if the man that gets, I guess that's Social Security and stays with his mother gets with the woman mom overprotective and wants to leave mom and stay with a woman that respects him? Man, I don't know. That's like more of that's on that individual though. So like, I'd rather for you to call in and elaborate more. That's why I got the number out there. But a lot of times, in that situation, I feel like that's on that man if he wants to leave his mom to go pursue a woman. That's kind of like the last video I did with the son husband thing. Is sometimes kids need their mom when they get older, or mom need their children. So that's something that I feel like a man has to make a decision on how he wants to live his life. Do you want to take care of mom, or do he wants to let mom live on her own and mama got to have a life too? So it depends what the situation is. It's very vague, to like, answer that question because everybody's situation is different. All right, Mike, moving on, man. Let me see. Blackmailing. And the fifth thing that a man will sell out for sex to me is take advantage of a woman's age. I know we go around and say, older guys like younger women and younger women like older men, but at some point, man will vet out a younger girl to show her the bells and whistles and be a sponsor, but he uses that against her because he knows she's gonna do all kind of back monkey flips for that damn cash, in that bag. So a lot of times, how you feel about that, Mo? That an older man will step to a younger woman with all these advances, and a woman, sometimes women fall for that bait. How you feel about that? Because the sad part about that bait is when a man does a lot that's older for a woman, she gets imprinted and she thinks the next man supposed to do the same thing he did. The sugar daddy. How you feel about that sugar daddy situation, Mo? Mo, is she there?
Mo, where you at?
She might want.
I'm sorry. Yeah, exactly. That reminds me. You know what that reminds me of, right? The movement that I told you that I can't stand. I think that's why a lot of women. First of all, let me talk about the total opposite. A lot of women don't want to have a sugar daddy because they don't want that held over their head. Like, I give you this money, I run your life now, so to speak. But as far as the sugar daddy, I feel like I'm just going to play devil's advocate for a second. I would think that what is she doing that he is not letting her do or encouraging?
Well,
he's giving money because he wants to give money, right? But he's also doing it to manipulate her, right?
He know eventually if I give you this, then I expect that. It's kind of like the blackmail thing, but at the same time, an older man know that if he shows a woman a good time, she should naturally respect that I gotta sleep with him. You know what I mean? Some women can know how to finesse the game a little longer and it won't even happen. But majority of the time, if a man say, let's go to Miami, let's go to Hawaii, let's go to Mexico, me and you ain't gonna sleep in the opposite bed, are you? So he just basically saying, I'm taking your ass out of town and you about to get this good ass trip. You about to get these good ass pictures for the gram and all this validation. That validation costs at the end of the night. You got to drop them draws.
Well, I would say that unless she was just fresh off the boat, as they speak, so to speak, you pretty much know if you're going, like they say, flued out. If you've been flued out to Miami, for nothing but your pretty smile and nice body or whatever, then you know what it is. So don't do the Robin Givens. I'm sure she knew at 2 a.m. what it was. Don't cry wolf when you know that if you got this free trip, you know what he expects. So if you don't want to do that, then maybe you shouldn't accept the trip. On the flip side of that coin, I'm thinking, well, sometimes why can't he just go ahead, take out, show her a good time, and it's optional if she wants to return a sexual favor.
Yeah, I mean it could be optional, but I'm just saying, the moral of the topic for this one is just talking about what thing, the 5 lame ways men do to get sex. Not saying he'll get it like you said, but by sitting here and flying a woman out, you know what I'm saying, or saying we're gonna go here, we're gonna go there, that make women look at it as if, oh shit, I gotta put out by the end of the night. You know what I mean? That's what these guys are hoping, but not saying it's a guarantee. And then, and then we live in a day and age when a dude walk up to a woman, ask for the number. If he don't get the number, she's a bitch and a hoe. So imagine if the man take her all the way out of town and shit, and she don't come off no ass. So she gotta know. I mean, she gotta know what she putting herself into. You know what I'm saying? How you feel about that, Mike? I'm gonna ask Mike.
Man, honestly, go ahead, Mo. My fault. Go ahead.
Okay, just real quick, I just want to say, well, I think she should understand. But he rolled out the red carpet for you, so just don't be shocked if he wants sex. Because pretty much that's what it is. You setting up the stage for intercourse. So.
Facts.
That's true.
Facts.
I honestly think that, if he's going to go ahead and he lets her know already what it is, how it's going down, a lot of these ladies, a lot of these chicks out here, they're not slow on it. So you get some of them that are young and they are new to the game. I would just say, if you're an older dude, you let her know what it is, what time it is, and if she's with it, she's going to go with it. Because, if you upfront with her, you let her know, hey, look, this is what I want, this is what I need. I need you to get naked. I need you to jump in that bed and get ready for me to splash that joint. For real, like off the top ropes, off the WWF style, big first. You know what I mean? But if he knows that she's too young and, she's kind of like out there, then some of them are going to play on that just because of her lack of knowledge. But it's going to backfire eventually because with the young chicks, they get a little too wild. But then again, they experience in life. They're not trying to really be controlled by somebody. That's just a given, young or old.
Facts. That's a big key of knowing who you are as a man, or knowing what people are trying to how to read people. Because people will bring advances to you. You gotta learn how to turn down. Sometimes the value of learning the word no is very key. So, what the hell is that in the background? What y'all doing back there? I don't know who.
Nah, that ain't me. I got you on mute, brother.
Mo, what you doing?
Sorry about that. Okay.
What you cooking or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Nah, just throw it on mute when you ain't talking, Mo. So
okay, all right.
Hit a background, but yeah, at the end of the day, that is key point. But those 5 points, 5 lame ways a man do for sex is basically a man needs validation. Like I say, at the end of the day, the lowest things he'll do, he'll pay for it. He'll sell out and get in a relationship just for consistent sex. He'll breadcrumb a woman, by being in a relationship or, saying string her along. I know guys that string women. I know a guy that string women along for 8 years to 10 years just for consistent pretty much sex. And then he was having his cake and doing his thing on the side, which is very sad. And, unfortunately, she should have read the writing is on the wall right away. A man know what he want to do within 2-3 months of I don't say 2-3 months. When he first see a woman, he know what we want to do. And at some point, like I said, a woman got to have an expiration date like milk. You remember when I said that to you last week, Mo, that a man got to have an expiration date. A woman got to have an expiration date like milk. Because at some point, she got to make sure she can become spoiled so he won't be playing with her fucking time. So that's the main key. Another thing is, like I said, they deal with low-value women. Also, on top of living with low-value women, they'll blackmail a woman to get what they want, and then they go after younger women to put them. Only thing bad about younger women is, like I say, they may accept that, but then the next older guy they deal with, they're gonna expect that. So it brings an imprint for the woman, but then at the same time, dealing with a sugar daddy is really not reality. You know, not saying for some women it could be reality. For 9s and 10s, it could be reality. But when a 6 and a woman that's a 5 and 6 experiences sugar daddy behavior, that make her feel unrealistic moving forward in the rest of her life. It put an imprint on her. So
I just had a quick question. So you're talking about this is validation and attention for the man or for the woman?
No, okay. So this one right here. So we breaking down my couple of videos. So validation and attention is all over the place in the world. And I said 5 dumb ways men do to get sex. And validation, they're paying for this validation. That's basically what I'm saying. They selling out in some type of way for this validation to get sex. If it's paying for, like I said, is it paying for it, or is it selling out for a relationship, or is it dealing with a low value woman, or is it sitting here paying bills just to get some ass, or is being old and going to take advantage of a young lady's youth? One or the other. But at the end of the day, that's all a form of some type of validation that they're giving away just to get what they want. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. Can you elaborate some on low value? What's some examples of? Well, you said like if they was
like I said, you said yourself, they was overweight, a BBW, got too many kids. Sometimes women that have a lot of kids have low self-esteem problems, and then guys will play that role like, oh, it's okay, and that's all they really want to do is smash and dash. So a lot of times, low value women, and just like Mike said earlier, you got to deal with people that's equally yoked to you. That's the only way you're gonna feel confident about dealing with anybody. Is do you live in your truth like I live in my truth? You feel me? If you don't live in your truth like I live in my truth, why would I want you? Why should I want you in the first place? The writing's on the wall. There's a motive. If y'all are not equally yoked on the same side, why do you want me if we're not equally yoked? You feel me? Mm-hmm. It's really common sense, but a lot of people don't put themselves in their right lane. They don't validate themselves for what they deserve and what they can get out here in the manosphere. Period. People overshoot their options. And when people stop overshooting their options and learn how to have their own validation, put a cap on their validation for themselves, they will live a better life. And that's why you gotta always master self-love. So
very true.
So with that being said, I'm gonna go to the next video. What makes women delusional about hitting the wall? So the first 2 videos we talked about was fake maintenance and how men sell out for sex. This one I want to talk about what makes women delusional about hitting the wall. And the first thing that will make a woman delusional about hitting the wall is their mothers never told them the truth. And be honest, mothers that actually, that didn't succeed when they dealing with men and raising their children, they need to tell their daughters the truth about what they need to be doing, how they should move. It's nothing wrong with telling you. I had a conversation with a young lady earlier today, and she was saying that, she telling her daughter to be independent and make sure she get her education, which is nothing wrong with that. But during that time, while you getting your education, you should be trying to look for a man at some point of your college career before you leave school. Because my issue is with when a woman get used to like just working on herself and chilling with her girls, she lose all her relationship skills. And then when she lose all her relationship skills, she thinks it's hot girl summer. I could do it on my own. Then she looks up, she's out the game for dating men for 15 well, I would say 15 years, but at least from 18 to 30, it's 12 years later. Then soon as a man tell her, because the men are the leaders, soon as the man tell her leadership responsibility, she takes it as controlling, not submission. She take it, she won't, she will lose her value to knowing exactly what she really wants in a man, basically what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Because then you're away from a man for 12 years and you're doing your own thing. You start to be stuck in your ways. You don't even realize the role a man makes for, the relationship. How you feel about that, Mike? I don't know, Mike. Mike there?
No, I'm here, brother. I just had to unmute my phone. My phone was acting stupid. As far as a woman, as far as a woman getting past that phase where she has to accept hitting the wall. If she didn't work on herself, then she has to have acceptance. I see it time and time again.
Hold on, Camille. Call in just a second. Now, Camille was trying to call in while you were getting your point.
All right.
Hold on, Camille. Call in in just like 2 more minutes. That might get his point across. Go ahead, Mike.
So what I'm thinking is this. If you see a lot of women on here, like grown women, still living like they're in their second or third childhood by not accepting themselves hitting the wall. It's like, it comes a point in time in your life as a woman to just say, hey, I'm at that point. If I ain't got no man right now, I should have been worked on myself. And you still see a lot of chicks nowadays, a lot of grown-ass women that be like in their 30s or 40s, still be out there partying, clubbing, getting it out in any way they could get it. And I'm just like, look, man, you can't get mad at nobody when you were partying, riding on the carousel. Now that you reach that age and hit the wall, now it's time you got to say, put all them dicks down, put all of those dicks down, and just try to live out the rest of your life, man. Like, hitting the wall is accepted. But when you're delusional, they're still going to just, nothing ain't stopping me, girl. I ain't never too young. I ain't never too old to do this. And I'm just like, that's delusional. Because now not only are you delusional, but you're denying the fact that nothing, like you're still in that young phase. And for a person to be that delusional, I wouldn't even deal with them. I wouldn't even give them a second look.
So,
dangerous.
So Mo, do you understand what I mean by the mother is the key to stopping a woman from hitting the wall, just like a father is the key from a man being feminine?
I think so, but I want to do too much by hitting the wall. But I totally agree with what Mike said about this living in second and third childhood. I see that a lot, and I see that a lot from women that maybe became mothers early in their life or in their teens, so they use their late teens, early 20s raising a child. So then when they're 30 and 40, they're trying to be that teenager and 22 again.
But what I'm saying is, a mother been there, done that.
Right.
They should tell a woman what's important about their homemaking skills, their fitness, and when they should be pursuing a man. Like a lot of times mama don't. If you look at the movie Wait to Exhale, Whitney Houston mama was trying to push her to push up on a married man when she don't even have a man. She didn't even have a fucking life. She was just on the phone talking about why you let him go like that. But she chasing down a married man. And she had to check her mama. She had to check her mama in the movie, saying, you ain't got no fucking man, so why are you sitting here telling me chase after a man that's already married? I don't want to end up like you. You know what I'm saying? So it takes a responsible mother that actually either won or lost, whatever, because at the end of the day, it's 2 ways your parents go in life. Either your parents going to be a winner when it comes to relationships by being married and being with the person they was with, or being a loser. One or the other. But you have to tell a person about the wins, just in the same instance of the wins. You got to tell them about the losses so they can understand what not to do. And the mother is the main key from stopping a young lady from hitting the wall by telling her how important. Because the woman supposed to lay out the blueprint. the mother is supposed to lay out a blueprint for the daughter to succeed in life. Do you agree or disagree?
Yes, I agree. And right before you mentioned the waiting to exhale, Whitney's mom, I thought, Whitney's character's mom, I thought the exact same thing. Like, well, they can, well, the role of the mother should be to guide her, tell her this is what you do, this is what you don't do. But that's if she has those tools herself, because I think that a lot of the women out here that hit the wall, but they're misguided. They had that mom that's telling them, is encouraging them, but girl, get that married man as opposed to no man. That's the wrong message, but it's a lot of women that receive that message.
And then these women are wasting years and time when their mother don't give them the right direction. And then it's the man's fault later because they wasn't taught right. They really supposed to go back to their fucking mamas and slap the shit out of their mamas because you didn't teach me right. You didn't tell me. And
another thing.
Go ahead. But no, I was just saying that's why it's so important for a man and a woman to connect. That's mean they build a legacy so their kids can have a balance. Go ahead. Sorry.
Exactly. Oh, no, it's okay. And then mom or dad teach the daughter how to recognize a good man. I heard a lady say maybe 1 or 2 days ago that she wouldn't even know how to recognize because she's a magnet for toxic relationships. So she said she wouldn't even know how to recognize a good man. She has one right now. She doesn't know how to appreciate him. And so they go back and forth, breaking up every other week. But if she knew how to treat him and be submissive and so forth, then it would be a healthier relationship.
Yeah, and that's what's wrong with our community, that we grow up unbalanced and you don't understand how to treat a man or show a man a respect. So,
Very true.
Facts. If you want to join the conversation, I know you're on the other platform, but we're on Stack 44 on YouTube, and you can jump on there and you can actually call in and add your 2 cents. She said, I'm 36, just figuring out how to recognize a good man. Sometimes it take that long, but like I say, join in on go on YouTube, Stack 44. You'll find this live stream and you can call in and add to the conversation. Go ahead, Camille. Call in, Camille, real quick. I'm trying to give you the floor. Go ahead, Mike. You got something to say before Camille call in?
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm going to make this quick. It's fucked up how, in a lot of situations, the way how a lot of people are growing up now.
Hold on. Here she comes. Hold on, Mike. Camille, let Mike finish what he's saying. Let Mike finish what he's saying, then go ahead. Mike, what you saying, Mike? Cool. Sorry, my bad.
I say that a lot of people and a lot of shit that's going on right now, especially with a lot of the ways how a lot of people are acting, I honestly hold the parents solely responsible because as a parent, as a person that's supposed to be guiding your offspring, if you ain't teaching them the right way, their children are going to be fucked up, and then their children's children are going to be fucked up behind that unless that other opposing parent has the means to properly guide that child to make sure to say, hey, whoa, no, that's the wrong way to do it. That's the wrong way to do it. What you got now, a lot of is single parents that are teaching their kids to do shit the wrong way. You get a lot of like, say for instance, I ain't putting the mothers down, but a lot of these single mothers, they be showing, let me show you how to crack a bottle. Let me show you how to drop it low. You ain't teaching them how, okay, look, in a relationship, this is how you got to go about it. If you want to finance your bills, this is the way how you got to go about it. If you're looking for a good man, let him meet me, and we'll see. I'm gonna look at them and see what they're about, and then I'm gonna tell you and let you know what they're really about and what you really should be looking for. Instead, they be teaching them the opposite. Oh, don't get with him unless he a thug, because you want the thugs for protection and all this other shit. But meanwhile, he got like 9 other kids. 9 other women.
I
just heard this just long. What up?
I have this in my mind. I have somebody today just got married. An old flame, and I really kind of feel bad because he's a purple guy. So he's giving his power away to her. We're just an old friend. I heard from Room, and I congratulate them, but you're just giving your power away. And I looked at him and I'm like, well, all right, yeah, you gotta have to deal with her because you're gonna be living in the same roof, and they're young, 22, 23, type of thing, and not even on their purpose. Like you're gonna give your power away. But like I said, get back to my conversation about these single mothers. Like I said, they tend to they especially today, they want to make their sons and daughters an Instagram page, and I see this for younger my age. They make their daughters an Instagram page, and then when something happens to their child, they don't know what to do.
Oh, damn!
And then they see validation. They see validation on every platform, and then when it comes to that, they don't know what they're doing. And the difference is with their parents are not guiding them. They let them do what they want to do. They just sit there and say, okay, do what you want to do with your son, do something with your daughter, and then when something happens, when the man
ain't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. She ain't do nothing wrong. That's what you can see up on the fucking news. Crazy. Yeah, you're right though.
Mm-hmm. And then you wonder why mental lives matter. When you got a mental mind, it matters.
Oh shit. That's deep.
And not only that, when I asked her, I said, did you plan to have this child, or is this a mistake? And she said, well, the ex-friend of mine, she said this was accident. So I knew it wasn't planned, and she doesn't even know what she's doing most of the time.
Oh my god! Yo, I was watching this shit. It's crazy. I was watching this shit on it was like one of the reruns on the Maury show. And this chick was just saying, yeah, he's the father. I know it. I'm 110% sure they was booing this dude. Dude came out all calm. And he was just like, yeah, I should have known something was wrong when I first saw her mother. And I was like, whoa.
Damn.
And he was like, he said, I should have known something was wrong when I spoke to her mother and shit, because I met her at the club. And I thought, she was a good person. She had a good job and everything. So he was like, yeah, when it comes to such and such. And they were both fairly chocolate skin. And the kids came out damn near white.
Oh, God.
They said, holy shit. So then they said, you are not the father. She just got mad, ran to the back, bent over. And I'm like, don't do that. Don't bend over. Don't bend over. It's a wrap. You got to have some kind of accountability. And he was saying that how his mother, the chick's mother used to always down him. And now he knows who she got that attitude from. It came from the mother. Just like with a lot of fathers that are not there for their sons, you start to see them get feminized and become overly emotional with other women. Or, doing that selective alternative lifestyle. And, it's crazy out here. So mental lives do matter, just like you said, Stas. Camille, I'm not even gonna fuck with you on that one, because that shit right there that you said was deep, and Mo is crazy out there. A lot of people need to wake up. Especially if you have kids. You better be mindful of the ones who you lay down with.
Facts.
Because when the child comes out kind of fucked up, or just fucked up, period, you have nobody but yourself to blame. And now your child, your offspring is running wild in this already wild ass society.
That's facts.
Can you say a few more words about mental? You said mental lives matter. Can you say more about that?
Basically, when I'm saying mental lives matter is everybody that don't have their mental together, they make moves off of emotion. I'm gonna elaborate a little bit more about that in a second, because I want to continue to go through this. But that is something that's on the list, because it's on the next thing that we're going to talk about when we get down after we finish this list, because mental lives matter to the point of what's your next move in life. Like when people don't know, when people are reactive instead of proactive, they're emotional. Reactive people make split-second decisions that might cost them their life or somebody else's life.
You know what? Can I say something? Can I say something? I don't mean to cut you off. And when I said that, and I thank you for backing me up, because when I see her, like today, like I see her, like there's no stability. And then my cousin, he was telling me some real shit because we were hanging out. He said, my cousin, he said, oh, what happened And I said, I don't know. But she said, well, you do know because he ain't married her, so that's a red flag. He ain't want to deal with her bull. So her baby dad left, and the funny thing is, I bumped into her baby dad. We have a small town, and I knew something wasn't right, and I said, yeah, you ain't nothing. I can tell. I already saw from his face also, and I said, well, shit. No stability. No stability.
Yeah. So the next thing that hurts women and make them feel delusional, and this delusion part is all about the attention. Because when I talk about validation and I talk about attention, it controls the world. But when women think delusional, we talk about the mothers and the parenting. The next thing is the simps. The simps are putting women on a pedestal that, just like it was said in the chat, well, not in the YouTube chat, but on the other chat, the lady said, I'm 36 years old and I'm just now learning how to treat a man or know what a real man is. Actually, she said she just now find out what a real man is. And that's why I said you need to go ahead and call, because she's been validated. Like some women, you got to think about it, the women that are 22 right now, 10 years from now, if you're living off social media and it's a social dynamic with all these singles mothers and shit like that, when they turn 32 and they realize what they should be doing, they're not never gonna realize what a real man is. Because if you live your life for validation for simps, you're gonna lose yourself and not know who you is as a woman. Somebody got to turn down that YouTube.
Turn your radio down. Turn your joint down. Whoever got that down, turn it down. All right, cool.
I completely understand about the single mom validation, and that's why
we off the single moms. We on the simps. We got to stay on topic, Camille.
Oh, the simps?
Yeah, we talking about simps. If you gonna make a comment, talk about what we talking about.
They good. They good for the single moms. Them single moms love simps. That's all they can do. Because when they blow their back up, they try to go to the alpha.
Yeah. Hey, Mike.
Blow their back out.
Mike, make a comment. I need you to talk about this simp thing, about how simps destroy women's judgment on men. Because the sad part about simps is they move like real men, but their values are different than real men. And real man, we all men love pussy. Let's just be honest. But at the same time, a real man has value to understand what's good for him, what's not good for him. And that's what women, I think, then gets confused when a man is a simp and it's a real man, because some of the same tactics a woman use on a simp is not going to go for a real man for the long term. For the short term, a real man may play with you, but at the end of the day, he understands he's the gatekeepers of marriage. A simp will put you on a pedestal and allow you to take and allow you to vulture out and take all his energy. So add something on that, Mike, about simps and stuff.
I'm gonna let you guys go.
Okay, all right.
Cool.
I got myself in. All right, bye-bye.
Okay.
All right, cool. Bye. Yeah, well, I think honestly it's like this. Okay, and I'm gonna be real with it. Before, when I was dealing with a chick, she didn't respect. At first, she was respected of my morals and values and shit. She was a single mom.
Hold on, Mike.
Hold
on, real quick. LA, if you want to call in, I know you said you was the 36-year-old that just now found out what a real man is. You can, the numbers in the chat, you can call in and join. We got the line open. Go ahead, Mike.
All right, so here's the situation. Now, I used to date a woman that had kids, right? And a lot of times she was saying nobody was man enough for her. And I said, well, what did you mean by that? So as I was dating her, she said there was a lot of guys that were just desperate, trying to get the ass.
Hold on, we got a call coming in, Mike. Hold on, Mike. Hold on. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, just mute your YouTube because there's going to be a lag in the background.
Okay.
So let him finish his topic, and then we'll talk to you in a second. Okay, go ahead, Mike.
All right, I'm gonna be real brief with this. Now, a lot of dudes was chasing after this chick. So while they were all, chasing after her and everything like that, she said, "I never met a guy like you before." I said, "Well, what do you mean a guy like me?" She said, "Well, when I tried to play around with you, you just left me alone. And I respect that more than a guy that's constantly chasing after me because I don't respect those kind of guys." So after a while, I said, "Where do your responsibilities lie?" She says, "Well, I like it when a lot of guys give me that kind of attention and validation. It makes me feel some way better about myself." And then I said, "Oh, shit, this chick got low self-esteem. Nah, I ain't even going to deal with that." So I let her go off to the wayside after I put my foot down because I noticed that she'd be either the type that will either play games or have a serious mental issue. Mental lives matter. So I left her alone. I just ghosted her. I didn't want to deal with her because I know what dealing with those kind of females entail. It's just nothing but trouble in the long run. There's nothing you could do with it. It's a lost cause. Right. So she was calling me, getting all emotional, leaving messages on my phone until eventually I had to block her. But it wasn't because of me. It was because of the simps that were giving her so much attention and validation, something that she had, something that she already had from the beginning, but she didn't notice it. And she didn't play it to her benefit to where it could enable her to find a man. Instead, what she did was she waited so long, getting those likes up, getting everything up, using a lot of the simps and shit. When it came time for that alpha, which was me, the man that wasn't taking no bullshit, that put his foot down, she was even getting so much as that desperate to say, "Hey, look, I'll sleep with you." I'm like, what the fuck? So, when they get that desperate, that only goes to show you how really weak they are. But if you're dealing with somebody who is equally yoked as you won't have that problem. Yeah. So a lot of times the simps, they put these women on the pedestal, or vice versa. A lot of these chicks, they put these weak dudes on the pedestal instead of just finding somebody who's equally as yoked as them, and maybe then they wouldn't have those issues financially, mentally, emotionally. You got to deal with somebody who's on your level. Right. And that's where where the problems start. Like, I would never deal with a chick that doesn't have a job, that ain't looking for a job, that doesn't have a car. She's got to have some things, and she also has to have her mental, and I'm going to say this again, her mental tight, and her body has to be tight. She's got to hit the gym. She's got to eat right. There's certain things that I require as a man whose status is already up there, rather than dealing with somebody that's beneath me, that's only going to bring me down.
Facts. If she ain't holding you down, she's slowing you down, like my boy Anthony Spade say. So how you doing, LA? You want us to call you LA?
Isabella.
Okay, Isabella. So you said 36 years old, you're just now finding out what a real man is?
Yes, basically.
Can you elaborate on that?
Well, it's actually kind of funny because the person who was just speaking basically just described me. And I just had a conversation today about the same thing. And we talked about leveling up. And he just described me, my previous level. And like, I got blocked by someone for the same things. I suffer mental illness. And so I wasn't able to realize what a real man was, nor did I even seek one. I've been married multiple times. I'm a single mom of 2 kids, 2 baby dads. Suffer depression severely. I just had my memory erased through electroshock therapy, and I had to learn kind of what it was on my own. So, I mean, there's a lot of people that they're emotional. I have borderline personality disorder, same with Britney Spears and Jim Carrey. Yeah. I didn't shave my head, thank God, during this quarantine. Not yet anyways. But, like, I can't control my emotions, and that's where people are at emotionally. My mom was adopted. My dad had an affair. He ran off with a town whore. My mom was a town crazy. I had to raise myself, and dropped out of high school. I was in legal problems.
Damn.
It's crazy. This week, I tried to get out. I've been suicidal I just got out of the hospital 3 weeks ago. I've been suicidal, trying to get help, trying to get my medication. Doctor actually lied about it.
Shit, you ain't trolling us, is it? That's a lot of shit.
Yeah, like,
I mean, to realize what I need, to realize how to be a woman and recognize what a real man is when I never had a father or a mother by age 36 is like, I feel like I just won, the Indy 500.
Damn. So,
I mean, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me step in for a minute, real quick, fast. Okay, Isabella, I gotta ask you a question. When your parents weren't readily available to deal with the situation, by any chance, was there anyone else in the household, like any sisters or brothers, that were going through the same thing as you? And who did you look up to as far as being that role model to help you find out what a man is today?
Well, I had maybe basketball coaches, teachers, and that's about it. I'll tell you, it's going to be TV characters. It's going to be book characters. It's going to be, famous singers. It's going to be, anything I can relate to. Now I was agnostic until age 36. Now I'm spiritual. Now I'm a Jesus freak. Now I'm awoken. Now I am, trying to awaken people. I'm trying to, prevent all of this. I started doing live stream I started doing like love readings for people. I posted a lame, lonely, and loveless VIPs for people because we're all lonely and disconnected. And I started doing love readings for all these men. And I have a singles group in Indiana. But it's like 150 men and me and maybe 3 chicks. All I can do is level up all the guys, but I can't find any girls that will level up because I don't know what's going on.
It sounds like,
cool, Stack.
Damn, that's fucked up. So how old are you now?
36.
So this year is your first year of your journey of changing your life right now?
I was just born. I just woke up. They just shocked me from the cuckoo's nest 18 times.
Damn.
Right here at IU Health in Indianapolis. I just escaped from that situation. My life is a soap opera. Robin Williams is my best friend. I got a pet rock. And we're talking quarantine crazy. He's talking about crazy girl. That's me. Seeing Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. I'm writing fan fiction right now.
Damn, I'm sorry to hear that. Mo, you got anything to add on this?
I just want to say blessings, Isabella, is very challenging and tough to deal with those things. I'm glad that you did find some type of refuge, even if it is through literature or music and so forth. So blessings to you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Facts. Yeah, this channel is here for self-improvement and, teaching men and women, what not to do. And that's why we had this live stream on Saturdays. So voices could be heard for anybody that coming in and want to, give their testimony. So, what I might say, I learned from you guys and you guys may learn from me, but we're all here trying to help each other and build futures and build lives. And the world is not about all the validation and attention. You got to validate yourself before you can love anybody else. So that's the main thing about my platform. So thank you for calling, Isabella. That was really some real shit, for real. Because a lot of times,
spoke to me big time. I was like, oh my God, that's me. I got to get in there.
But a lot of times people, they got to accept what they've been through for them to live in their reality. And a lot of times people use attention and validation to not do the real work, not to change what's going on in their life. They use that shit as a what you want to say? I want to say like a clutch, just like smoking or drinking. Validation and fucking attention is a drug too, and especially in the social media age, we have to get control of it to help ourselves in the long run. Because when you're lost and you're a lost soul, a narcissistic person could come in and take over your life. Period.
Well, they have.
So I'm glad that you're testing and you gave me your testimony, and just make sure you continue to work on you. Sometimes it's you gotta dedicate seasons to yourself. And the seasons could be 3 years, it could be 12 seasons in a row that you realize who you are before you realize what you can do. And plus, you say you got 2 children. So a lot of times when you have children, you got to realize they watch everything you do. You know, you're the blueprint for their life, for their legacy. And if you don't become the best version of you for your children, then they're going to suffer, and it's going to be an ongoing cycle. So just make sure you keep doing the work.
Yep, I will. Hard work, but I'm doing it.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you calling.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right. Have a good night.
All right,
Bye.
you too.
All right, yeah, good night.
Boy, that was a good testimony right there. You know, a lot of times people don't want to admit to what they've been through, and you know, and realize where they're going. And that's why I put these lists out here, because like she just said, her mother and her father adopted, and not knowing people. That's why mental lives matter. Matter of fact, I was gonna wait for that, but now since we're there, we got to talk about it, you know. And you know, and I'm gonna jump to the video that I want to touch on it that actually brought up mental lives matter is, you know, good. I'm gonna just go through it real quick and we'll get right to it. But good parents, good childhood, great environment, self-love, and accepting your past and learning from your losses. That's all mental right there. All that video, it was 5 things that make a person open. That's the name of that video. But those are 5 key things we covered, and that helps your mental stability moving forward when you can actually grow up balanced. But when you grow up unbalanced, it destroys your mental in the long run. And a lot of times when you grow up unbalanced, you seek all type of attention, all type of validation. That's why you see women sleeping. You got guys running trains on them because they never had the mental stability. Why you see people doing porn or selling their soul for the devil is because they're mentally screwed up, or how a person can sit there and kill somebody like it's nothing, like killing a fly, because they mentally don't realize that person had a purpose. They don't even care. You know what I mean? It's sad, but mental lives matter, because when people are lifeless inside, those are the wrong people to be around. And that's why self-awareness on this channel is so important, that your mental is going to be more important than any type of physical you could ever do, to understand who you are as a person, who you are as a man, and how to understand good energy, bad energy, and energy that needs help. Because there's a lot of times we run across people that we can help them and they help us as well. You got anything you want to add on that, Mo?
Yes, that's very important to be able to, like Isabella did, be able to recognize what got you here, what are you going through. Don't be delusional, as you mentioned earlier, but even if it's a different situation you're delusional about, but definitely know all about yourself, and then you can help yourself and improve yourself.
Facts. You got anything you want to add, Mike?
First of all, let me say that shit was deep. It took a lot of heart to get on the show and, you know what I'm saying, just tell and give your testimony how a lot of fucked up shit happened in your life. But, yeah, man, a lot of people go through harder lives, and I see it more than ever every day. Anytime you see a lot of chicks out there showing their ass, or, you know, taking like hella fucking pictures on the internet, you know, showing bottles like, yeah, let me go ahead, let me see what everybody's into, let me show what I'm into. And it only shows me one thing, that fucking, for real, mental lives matter. And these people really need to know and learn that's not the way of life. You know, how it is, you spending that much time and effort into showing off, to showing people what you're really not about. That's not reality. That's a sense of insanity.
Yeah, your life is not a video game. Once you don't get 9 lives, you don't get 3 lives, you get 1 life to live, and you gotta wake up and smell the coffee and know. People know when they need help. You know when When you was a baby, you knew when you was hungry, you knew when you needed something. And the same thing now when you're grown ass men and grown ass women. You know if your mental's not right, you gotta go get help. That's why they pay people for therapy and specialists and this and that. And the sad part about it is we want to feel like we can diagnose ourselves and fix ourselves. We can't fix ourselves. Only way we can fix ourselves is get some help. That's why we're here every Saturday. Is for people to come in and get a release. That may help her later by knowing that we're here. We're praying for people that's hearing on the airwaves right now. Will be praying for her tonight. You know what I mean? Moving forward, we'll be praying for her to do the best. Just like Mo said, you versus you. And if you give up, then it won't be no you. So, but that was deep. It's so deep. I'm about to end this live stream. Ain't nothing I can say no more on that because that's really what we're talking about. It's a lot of people that are looking at. It's a lot of people that will look at this live stream and probably put thumbs down because they feel like validation is their God. They feel like attention is their God. What the fuck are we talking about? That's how they will look at us because they feel like you guys don't want validation. You guys don't want attention. No, it's not about that. The world's gonna keep going around no matter you're in it or not. But it's all about being aware of what the world brings to you and how you're gonna move in it. Because at one point we all gonna be old. Then we're gonna be looking at the next generation doing the same thing we used to do. So I'm trying to, I feel like we got to try to wake people up and realize validation and attention. It goes hands in hand. At the end of the day, validation is something that automatically people kind of want. But at the same time, you got to get a hold of validation because that's what happens to women. A lot of women, what they do is they're in their 20s, they validate. Then they get to 35, 36, like, oh, shit. I got all this validation, but I ain't got no ring to show for it. Because ultimate validation is one validation. One man that validates you can change than 1,000 men validate you. You got anything?
That chick.
Huh?
I've seen that chick for real. She was trying to get into so many validations and likes and shit. Got caught up into the wrong shit. And last but not least, it's like, everything happened, she fizzled out like a flower. You know why? Getting all of that validation, all them likes, all the things that she ever got out of it was just a couple of free trips, some free dinner, and then at the end of the day, pregnancy. And I'm just like, yo, what happened? Oh, that was the same chick that was doing all of that shit with the validation, showing off and everything. People wanted to tap, and then they just bounced. She fizzled out like a flower, like a one-hit wonder, like a fizzle. When you light up a candle, then once the little sparkles candle shit goes out, when the flame go out, that's it. It's over. Because she didn't build. She was so busy for validation. Everybody looks at the sparkles, look at the twinkles and shit. Then once it gets to the very end of the match and it just goes out, it's like, yo, it's game over. She ain't about shit no more. Toss it to the side.
Facts. You got something to say, Mo?
Yes, that's what I'm on. What you just said about you get validation is just that one person. That's what I'm looking for. I don't want it from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. I want it from that mate, that husband. So if that one man is giving me that, he can give me a thumbs up and a like. I don't need random likes.
Yeah, that's all that matters at the end of the day is we live life to become better, but we got to understand what's for us and what's not for us. Because at the end of the day, people are going to either be with you or against you or just in your way. And I'd rather move the people out my way, And when you have the 5 senses of your reality strong in your genes and in your DNA, then you if you master your 5 senses, you can actually be aware of all type of bullshit in the world. And what I mean by your 5 senses is you got to be able to see it. You got to be able to see what you want in life, see the people that's not for you, and live life to the fullest by seeing your vision and seeing what's not for you, what's for you. The next thing you want to do is you're going to have to hear it. You're going to hear people hating on you for your journey. You're going to hear people hating for you for your change. But at the end of the day, hearing it is going to motivate you to get better when people put you down or not believe in you. The next thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to feel it. You're going to feel the world for what it is when you feel things out. You feel people out. You feel a situation out. You go down this path. It might not work out, but the next path may work out. Then you got to be able to taste it. Once you did put in all that work, you're going to have to taste the success of being good and successful. And a lot of times people don't understand when you taste that success of being successful, then it just makes you want more and more. You know, you go out there, but when you taste it, you don't see people taste your success and get bitter towards you. That's when the haters come. So after you taste it, and the last thing of your five senses that you will deal with is you're going to smell it. You're going to smell bullshit a mile away. You're going to smell a good situation coming up. That's the five senses that you got to have in your life to know that you're aware of everything you do in life. Validation doesn't matter to a person that got his five senses together. So how y'all feel about the five senses I was talking about?
Personal.
I agree with that too. That reminds me of this one talking about the. Okay, I'm going to get to the point. Well, tasting it, etc., with those.
Yeah.
five
Well, the
senses.
first one was I said you gotta hear it.
Hear it.
You gotta see it. You gotta feel it. You gotta taste it, and you gotta smell it. It's no in particular order, to be honest, but all those things we use on an everyday basis. But when you master it in your self-improvement journey, it will show you, it'll show you who you really are. Because at the end of the day, those things are true. You have to master your smell for bullshit. You got to see people for what they are. You got to feel a situation with your energy for what it is. You got to taste it to understand what's going on. So all those things is like, it's your instincts, and you got to get your instincts of your value of who you are as a man or a woman. And once you get those instincts, those five senses together, you'll be on point.
Exactly. The main thing I want to say about that is definitely have a balance of those. Know how to balance those out, because when I hear you run those back, I just think about one person that I've known, and they could smell it, but then they just get caught up in that one thing. So definitely balance the five senses out. So that'll better yourself, because I think you work against yourself if you just use one of those and not all of them. Yeah,
you gotta master all of them to be successful. I did a video for that today, so I'll pull it up next week during the week, and you guys can master the five senses of your life, because you got control of it. It's you versus you. You know what I'm saying? You got to see it. You got to feel it. You got to taste it. You got to hear it, and you got to smell it. The only reason why I keep doing these videos is I hear the feedback. I hear the help. Oh, Stack 44, you helped me. I don't say that's the only reason, but that's one of the reasons that keep me going, because I hear the success. You hear that type of validation is the best validation, because you work that validation. Y'all don't know when I turn off the camera when I gotta, prep for these videos or do this and do that to get it going. And I ain't saying y'all don't appreciate it, but I'm just saying, but by hearing it make me go hard for the people I don't know, or the content or people's life that I might help change by hearing what I have to say. So hearing it strikes a nerve in you. Then seeing it, when I put it out there and I see the comments, I see the validation that you guys are giving me for helping you or enjoying the journey of, you on your journey, I'm on my journey, everybody on their plan, their purpose, their program, then I'm tasting it. I'm tasting the success by people putting the 100s in the chat, my boy Golden Child sharing a link, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And at the same time, we're going to see the ones that's bitter about tasting what we're talking about because they're going to put the thumbs down. They're going to come in hating. They're going to come in, but that's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I appreciate Mike. Before you drop your knowledge, I just want to tell you, Stack, that I appreciate you. You helped me, Mike. You've helped me. This platform is very enlightening.
You're welcome. You're welcome, sweetheart.
Absolutely welcome.
So, you got anything you want to add on those 5 senses, Mike? Is that important to you? Understand your 5 senses?
It's definitely important, man. If anything, it's deep. I noticed that the more and more I improved on myself, hearing the shit for what it is, seeing certain situations for what it is, and accepting that, and branching off and doing what I had to do as a man. Feeling it, at certain times you had to feel it. You have to feel the fuck-ups, the beat-downs, the let-downs, the disappointments, and then you take it as not as a loss, but you take it as a lesson to see what you're going to be dealing with in the future, what you're not going to be dealing with it. Tasting it is when you're on that way to success, where you can just taste it. You know it's there. You know you have the potential to improve on yourself, and you act on it. When it's there, because that's your time to shine for all your your hard work. And smell it. You have to smell it. You have to know when to sense certain things. When there's certain things going on in life, you know how to handle it. You see it coming. You take it as an experience, whether it be in relationships. I've experienced certain things as far as relationships where things didn't go too well. So I learned to go through it, go through the motions, accept it, see it for what it is, knowing that you're going to get something better one day out of that lesson into improving on yourself. That way you know what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept, because with everything comes a greater responsibility for you to handle certain situations. So you don't ever want to let that mess you up or get you down. You always got to figure, okay, this wasn't meant for me, because if it was, it would still be here. Now I know I'm destined for something greater, and that's how you got to look at it. You could achieve success through failure, but only if you improve on yourself. If you don't improve on yourself, then you truly failed, because then you're going to keep failing. So that's how you become successful. Don't be a failure and just say, well, fuck it, that's all I'm going to achieve, and it is failing. Like a lot of people out there that don't improve. So, when you learn to master that, to get on with your life and you become better at it. That's all I'm going to say.
Facts. Well, man, we about to go ahead and get out of here, cut it short a little bit. I'm missing my boy Big Rich, man. He ain't called in a couple times. But, hopefully everything all good with him. I know China, I'm missing her a little bit, but hopefully China call in one of these days. But, yeah, man, it was a good stream. Isabella, we're praying for you, for your change, for your, it only takes one day to change the next days of your life, because sometimes people say one day I'm going to do this, one day I'm going to do that. That one day could last. Is it today or it is today? Make it today, make that change today. And it sounds like you're on a journey of change, and just make sure you don't relapse, because it's easy to go back to the old way. It's hard to find a new way. And that's what I'm going to say about that. Y'all got something to say before y'all get out of here?
Nah, man, I'm good.
What about you, Mo?
I appreciate y'all. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Mo.
Oh, I just want to say blessings to you all. Thank you again for letting me share, and definitely for letting me listen, because I learned so much from you all.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you calling in, Mo. At the end of the day, validation and attention, they're not all bad things, but we can't live our life worried about people validating us. The more Jesus was great and they hated him. So, don't matter who you are as a person on this earth, somebody's going to hate the way you move, but you got to learn how to move for yourself, not for nobody else. That's how you accomplish the validation piece. And the attention thing is, the attention going to come with you knowing who you are as a man or a woman, and you got to learn how to move in your way, your lane. You know, at the end of the day, it's you versus you. It's no you versus nobody else but yourself. And at the end of the day, you only get one life to live, and live it to the fullest that you can live it. So, yeah, salute to Big Rich and China White. I know they didn't make it. I know my boy Golden Child. Salute to you, bro. I see you working the chat, man. I appreciate you, man. But we just gonna keep this moving. And next week I'll be back, guys. I'm gonna we'll start after football season. I'm gonna start going Saturdays and Sundays on it. But right now I'm too into football right now a little bit. But and then plus the stat gotta have a day to itself. So right now. For reals, right now we're gonna go ahead and do Saturdays, and then after the Super Bowl weekend, I'm gonna jump in and we'll do 2 days in a row for a little while, and we'll see how that go. But I appreciate everybody that subscribe. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share this video. This video is important because we had somebody the first time come on with their testimony of how their life wasn't right and how they working towards to get their life repaired. And this is very important for somebody else to hear that they're going through the same thing she went through. So make sure you guys like, comment, share, and give good blessings to that woman. Make sure you guys pray for her and put some good info in the comment section. You know, when we end this video in a second, make sure that comment section got something to add that a value to help Isabella in her journey. And I'll holler at you guys on the next video. Peace.
All right, peace.